Joining me now, as Jacob was just saying, is Jesus Contreras, an actual DACA recipient and paramedic in Houston. It's great to speak to you again. I know you and I have spoken in the past when we've discussed the pandemic and the coronavirus and the response there. You were brought to this country by your parents at the age of 6. This is obviously a very important day, but I want to first of all get your reaction to the Supreme Court decision that just came down.
I'm actually very pleasantly surprised. I have been on the edge for the last few months, just kind of worried, to death on what the decision of the Supreme Court was going to be. A lot of my activist friends and a lot of the people that are involved in immigrant rights works, they've been kind of preparing us for the worst. So I'm relieved.
Do you have any sense, and I know that you perhaps heard some of the legal, conversation that we were just having about the fact that there are still some answered questions, but as you're saying right now, you're relieved. Do you have any concern about what might happen between now and the election in 2020? Or do you think that for the time being, this is not something you should be worried about?
Honestly, I don't think it's something any of the nearly 1 million dreamers should have to worry about on a day-to-day basis. But unfortunately, that is our reality at the moment. Until we have permanent legislation that can secure our place in this country, we will always be worried and afraid of what our legal status might lead us to. It could lead us to deportation. And all we want to do is continue to work hard, continue to support this country and support our communities when our communities need us. And so the last thing I want to have to worry about, and any of my DACA peers want to worry about, is being deported and taken away from their families.
Let me ask you really quickly, if I can, about have you had a chance to speak to your relatives and friends about the decision? I know that you've been waiting for us to have this, but was your family anticipating this with the same concern that you were right now? And if you had a chance to even text with them in the last couple of minutes?
No, as a matter of fact, I work 24-hour shifts on the ambulance. I just got home from my shift right now. I was finishing up a report for a guy about my age who committed suicide last night. And so that's the last thing that people like us want to have to worry about, is getting home from a mentally draining job and have to worry about something else that's just as bad. I haven't had the chance to speak to anybody else but you guys. I was driving on the way home trying to drink a cup of coffee so that I wouldn't fall asleep. And so I'm sure it's good news for a lot of my friends. I'm sure my family is staying in tune and in touch with what's going on. But at the moment, I haven't had a single second to digest the decision or read into it. And so, yeah.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.